Dale. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another glimpse of growth with Dr. Dale. You guys, good morning. Good morning. I am live everywhere, I think. Good morning, you guys. Where are you guys joining from? Good morning. Good morning. So today's conversation, we have part 3 of what is the part 3 of emotional growth and how much it cost us. So we know that peace doesn't peace is not is it doesn't ask for perfection. When you're ready to have your peace, it simply asks for permission. You have to allow yourself to let go, allow yourself to say no, and then simply be. And that's the conversation we're going to start with today. That's what we're talking. Do we want a little bit of music? I always want to be dancing up in here, and sometimes it just don't work and sometimes it does. So let's see if it works today. We got a little music today, you guys. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 12th. It's about 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What are you doing to make sure you keep your peace? What are you doing? What are you doing to make sure that you keep your sanity? Sanity. What are you doing? So let's turn the music down just a little bit so we can keep this conversation spicy and you guys can hear me. So the conversation today, right? We're talking about peace. This is a third week talking about how important it is to keep your peace. And the holidays are coming, you guys. The holidays are here. They're around the corner, and they have a way of bringing out the best, the busiest, and then sometimes the worst. The worst in us. How was you guys' holiday? Before we get this topic, how was yesterday was Veterans Day. How did you guys enjoy that? It was 11/11. So if you're into manifesting, hopefully you did some manifesting yesterday because it was 11 all around. At one point, they were 4/11s, right? 11th month, 11th day, 11th hour, 11th minute. So you got that twice yesterday, 11 in the morning, and you got that 11 in the evening at night. So yes, 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 yes. I got this little thing on my head, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it says. DM your celeb crush. I don't even know why I put that there. I don't even know why I put that there. Can I even change this? You see, you guys, this is me messing around with TikTok over here, getting myself in trouble with this thing that I got over my head. This thing that I have over my head says DM your celeb crush. I don't even know why I have that. I don't even know how I got that there. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. So let's put myself in a beach instead. How about that, you guys? That's better, right? Let's keep me in the beach. With the holidays that are coming up, you guys, the question is, if the holidays sometimes bring out the best and the busiest time of the year, I remember a few years ago how much I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was running around so much. I said yes to almost everything that people asked me to do or asked me to give. I said yes to almost everything. I said yes to going out to the party, to the birthday party. I said yes to that work project. I said yes to the family gathering. I said yes, let's travel. I said yes to volunteer commitments. I said yes to almost everything. Okay. And all because I didn't want to disappoint. A lot of it was because I didn't want to disappoint the person that asked. Have you done that? Have you guys done that? Like, you're saying yes to things to people, to keeping them around, because you do not want to disappoint them. You don't want to tell them no. Have you guys done that? I mean, but by the end of the year, I was tired. I was tired. Me? Your girl was tired. Can I just say before I get too deep into this, this lipstick is supposed to be orange. Does this look orange to y'all? Because it's not orange. It's not orange. Well, now looking at myself on the screen, does this lipstick look orange? Because it. I thought it looked orange before I got on here, but now it doesn't look orange. Good morning, you guys. Frozen yogurt. Good morning. GK Charlie. Good morning. Welcome, you guys, to Wednesday. We are alive and well. Let's breathe this air. I always say if things are not 100% or not looking up right now, give it a few more hours, give it a few more days, give it a few more months. It's only a season. It's only a season. It's only a season. And it's coming to pass. Right? I always say on here, Les Brown say you're either in 3 parts of that season. You're in the season right now. You're coming out of the season, or you're about to go into a season. So good morning, Natalie Minta. Good morning, you guys. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, Patty Ray. Thank you guys for joining, passing through, saying hi. I was saying that, we're talking about emotional growth and that it's not cheap. If you're someone into growing yourself and trying to be a better person than you were yesterday, growing is not cheap. It costs you something. So when I was a part of these groups and I was saying yes to almost everything because I didn't want to disappoint the persons, because it was persons, or I didn't want to disappoint the job, or disappoint that girlfriend or that family member, I just kept saying yes. But like I was saying, by the end of December, I was tired. And not only tired physically, emotionally, mentally. I was drained, you guys. I was drained. I was showing up everywhere, but not present everywhere. Not present everywhere. Have you guys done that? Yini, have you guys done that? Have you guys been there where you just kept on saying yes to everything that people wanted you to do? Right? That emotional growth, it ain't cheap. Hi, Rosita. That's my niece there. Thanks for passing through. Hi, Anne-Marie, 36. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Today, we're talking about emotional growth. This is our 3rd conversation on this. This is how deep this stuff is. This is how deep it is. I remember one night sitting in the car long after doing all the things, right? Staring at the lights outside a store. Just staring at it. Just staring at it. Everyone else looked joyful, but I did not feel as joyful myself. And Marie, I did not feel as joyful myself. And that is when I realized it wasn't just a burnt out moment, or I just needed extra rest, because people were asking me people were asking too much of me. I was burnt out because I was giving too much away. Have you guys done that? You know what I mean? I was just giving too much away. And it wasn't nothing on their fault, right? It was me. I had to decide. When they asked me for something, to go somewhere, to do something, I had a choice. Do you know you have a choice? Douglas, you have a choice. You don't have to do everything people ask you to do. You can say no. I know those words are hard. Trust me. Trust me. I know what it feels like to have a boss, or to have a sibling, or to have, people in your life that you admire so much that you don't want to tell them no. You're not scared of them. You just don't want them to be disappointed in you. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one out here? Let me know if you guys feel what I'm putting down. Evelyn Moore, good morning. Thank you for passing through. Fesas, good morning. Do you guys know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Emotional growth is not cheap. And sometimes you have to put your foot down. And I talk about this word on my podcast all the time. Boundaries. That's where our boundaries are coming in. Boundaries. Saying no to protect your peace doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It makes you self-aware. The price of boundaries. That's a cost of emotional growth. You're gonna have to start telling some people no. You're gonna have to start telling some people no. Dorothy, good morning. You're gonna have to start telling some people no. Jesus is love. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to start telling people. Some people, tell them no. Paulo Coelho. You guys know his name, Coelho. He says, when you say yes to others, make sure you're not saying no to yourself. When you say yes to others, make sure you're not saying no to you. Make sure. Because sometimes the lines can get a little bit foggy. It can get blurry. And sometimes you get confused and you're not sure who you're saying yes to. Are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for someone else? That's the question, right? So as you grow and mature in life, and I'm not only talking about growing in age, I'm talking about growing in life, right? Growing up, right? As a result of your life experience, as a result of your relationships, as a result of your interactions and working and then your growth in as you age. You learn. The person that you are at the things that you know at 40 are not the things that you know at 15 or 17. Right? It's not the things. Because when you start to analyze it and tear things apart, you tear things apart. Let's be honest. Boundaries, they start to test your courage. People start to test, and it's not, and I want to be very clear here, that just because the person is asking you, or they're asking a lot of you, is not any fault of theirs. It is your responsibility, your responsibility. You guys got that? How you respond is on you. Do you have the ability? You have the ability inside of you to decide, hey, yes, I'm going to do this, or hey, yes, I'm not going to do this because I have other appointments and I have other engagements, and it doesn't collide with my bandwidth, that I can't, it won't be able to handle it. You know what I mean? You got to be able to say that, right? And there for so long, I was in the bucket of just giving away my power, be giving away my time, free nilly. And it's because of years of habit, right? Years of habit. There were people that I couldn't invite into this new season, this new time of my life. And it's not because I stopped appreciating them or caring about them and loving them, but because they weren't growing into the same direction that I was growing. And that's okay. Rose, that's okay. Good morning. Yenny, good morning. That's okay. The person doesn't have, it's okay if that person is not going in the same direction that you're going. That's quite okay. It's as a matter of fact, it's okay. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. Boundaries are not punishment. They are protection. Who is it in your life? Who in your life? So my question for this first point is, who in your life do you need to reassess? What relationships, what project, what event, what person is in your life that you need to reassess on how much of them, how much of you you're giving? And should you still? Right? As we near the end of the year and we get into a new year, and you start looking at the things that you've done, the things that you want to do, and the things that that includes the people that you have in your life. Because sometimes the people that you have in your life right now, maybe they can't go where the leveling up that of where you want to go. Right? They teach, your boundaries begin to teach people how to treat you. Right? Teach people where your peace lives and how far you're willing to go and where that line is. And it's up to you, like I say all the time on my podcast, to protect it. You got to protect it like it is your property. So if you have a house, you are protecting that property. You're putting a fence around it. You got insurance there. You making sure you got cameras. You got gates on top of gates. You protect your peace like you protect your property. Right? And going back to what Coelho said, Paulo Coelho, he said, make sure that when you're saying yes to others, that you're not saying no to you. Right? So that's your point we talked about, this is number 4. Right? And today, the next one we're going to talk about is growth is not something that it's not a straight line. Some days you wake up like I wake up, you wake up like, let's get it, right? Let's get what we're going to do. Other days, you kind of slip into old habits. So you constantly have to course correct. Constantly course correcting. And that's okay. That's a part of growth. The question is, are you going to stay on this path? Right? Are you going to stay on this path of growth? Because if you're not going to stay on this path of growth, let me tell you, it's going to test you. It's going to test you today. It's going to test you tomorrow. It's going to test you. Remember, the growth is not a straight line. Growth is up, down, in, out, all of it. Joseph, Lois, good morning. That's the way growth is. So the question is, are you going to stick with it? If you're not going to stick with it, and that means that you're going back into habits, right? You're going back into habit form. I was listening yesterday to one of my podcasts, and the guy said, your identity is the most practiced version of you. So the person that you think you are today, that's the person that you've been practicing to be all your life. So when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize the person that you are looking at, then maybe that's a sign that it's time for you to change some things. Maybe it's time for you to move around some things, not to double down. Not to double down. Don't double down if you're going in the wrong direction. You're about to go off that cliff. Cassie, you know what I'm saying? Don't double down. Don't do it, Bruce. Don't double down. Maybe it's time for you to change some things. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that maybe they should. Maybe it's time for you to change some things. What do you guys think? David, Ovo, good morning. Thank you guys for popping in. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Today we're talking about emotional growth and how it's not cheap and how it costs us something, right? Healing doesn't mean that you were never, that you meet, healing doesn't mean that you never wobble or you never make a mistake again, or you never talk to that person again, or you decide that today I'm not going to go work out at that gym. I'm going to sleep in. It means you know how to find your balance faster. You know what I mean? Healing means you know how to find your balance faster. Like, you know that you wake up and like you start your healing process, and you're doing, when I say healing process, I mean you start having boundaries, you start being a little bit more self-care and loving to yourself. You start maybe working out, you maybe start eating a little bit healthy, maybe you start not hanging around people that are so negative and down and just constantly berate you, and maybe you do change that job where that boss is always yelling at you and calling you names. Maybe you start taking care of yourself and loving yourself from an action standpoint a little bit more. AG Lewis, you know what I mean? When you maybe you start doing things a little bit different than you've been doing it, because if you continue going on that path that you're going, that's insanity, right? Insanity is doing something. We already know what insanity is. So maybe we want to do things a little bit different, right? And so as you continue doing these things different, some days you're going to fall off. Or every hour of the day, every other hour of the day, you start falling off, or minute, right? But the more that you decide, today I'm going to work out again. Okay, I didn't work out yesterday. I'm going to work out today. And then tomorrow, maybe not. And then the next day you say, yes, I'm going to do it again. You see what I mean? Slowly, you eat that elephant one piece at a time, right? That's why I call my podcast A Glimpse of Growth. You don't have to grow exponentially. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. Because sometimes when I was doing my doctoral degree, when I was doing it, there were times when my paper that I gave into my chair, when I gave him those 300 plus paper, and he gave me back it with a gazillion edits where I had to edit a lot of things. You guys have no idea how sad I got. I got really, Poochie 978, I got very sad. I got so sad that I stopped. I said, that is too, he edited everything. He gave me so much things that I had to correct that I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. And when I get like that, because I know myself, because I really lean into my blind spots. Sometimes not willingly, but then I go back and I look and I was like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that with this particular project that I was working on for my doctoral degree. I had to say to myself, I paused. I threw that paperwork. I threw what he sent me. I put that aside and I just let it linger for a couple of weeks. Excellent. That's what I did. And then what I did, I came back to it because I could not just, I had to give myself a breather, because if I didn't, I probably would have quit altogether. Right? So think about that for your own life, right? Think about that for your own life. When sometimes we see like the elephant is so big and we decide we're going to eat all of the elephant instead of just, let me just start with his ears. Let me just start with his one of his hoofs. Piece, just a piece at a time, right? Because then we get paralyzed, right? Cassie, we get paralyzed. Lagota, we get paralyzed and we don't want to do anything else. So that's what I'm saying. Emotional growth isn't about perfection. It isn't about you being perfect with this process, right? It's about your progress. Progress with grace. When you fall off, you get back up. You don't stay down. We ain't got time to stay down. You can stay down for, if you need to like rest, you can rest. Okay, like I did with my doctoral degree, right? I rested. I put it aside for a few days, a few weeks, and then I picked it back up and I said, all right, let's finish this. Let's keep going. Right? It wasn't like a let's do this. I'm so ready to dig into all of these gazillion edits that he gave me. I was not. Anselin, Clarissa, I was not. So think about that in your own life, right? Some people can just blow through it. Some can't. And I am not one. And I know that about myself, right? So with this point, I'm saying it's okay to fall off. It's okay to fall down, but get back up, right? Make sure you get back up. And the number 6 that we're going to cover today is growth restores compassion, especially for yourself, right? Especially for yourself. Think about that. Growth restores your compassion, because when you are growing, because if you're growing, when you've gone through fire and stress and life, and you grow and you lose people and you gain people, you come out softer, not harder. That's growth. Sometimes people say, I know friends of mine that says, Cecile Pierre, good morning. Nancy Torres Leon, good morning, you guys. Thank you guys for passing through. Today we're talking about emotional growth and how important it is to know that it's not cheap and that it's gonna cost us something. And whatever it is, sometimes it costs us friends and family and relationships. And I've had friends of mine that said that guy did me wrong or whatever, and I'm not gonna go into another relationship, or I'm not gonna love again, or I'm not gonna give it another try. I said, don't say, give it some time. Give it some time. It's gonna come. You just go about your business, doing your thing, continue to grow, and then it's gonna just happen. It's gonna find you. When you start to grow restores compassion, meaning you have the first person that you have compassion for is yourself. Sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves. I know I can. You know what I mean? La Biblia, good morning. You know what I mean? Like, we can be very self-critical, very critical of ourselves in here. You stop judging yourself when you're starting to grow. You stop judging yourself so harshly. You stop, right? When you're beginning to grow, I've been on my growth process now almost 10 years. You start understanding others a little bit more deeply. You start being a little bit more empathetic. You start realizing everyone's carrying something invisible that you can't see. Everyone is carrying something that you can't see. And I'm not saying feel sorry for them or give them a pass. I'm saying understand them. And when you operate as if you understand them, then you know how far to go. You can completely blow up on someone, that's having a bad day, but that person that's having a bad day, they just lost their parents. Maybe let's give them some space, some grace. Miss Pam, let's not be so harsh to judge. I think that the world has so much pain already, and there's almost never any good news from the world's perspective, that it behooves us that are growing to leave the world a little better than the way we found it. That's what I believe. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the chat, but let me know what you guys think. Like, if you are here and you're a human being like me and you have red blood and your blood is red and not green, then maybe we're here to leave the world a better place, to leave our family members in a better way. As a result of them interacting with you, how are you leaving the space? How are you leaving this world? How do you want to leave it? How do you want to leave it? That raw humanity that I'm talking about, it's empathy, it's grace. That's the kind of leader the world needs more of. That's the kind of leader I want to be. What about you, Miss Pam? When you heal, you stop needing to prove yourself. You stop burning yourself out in spaces and groups and people and that doesn't serve you. You start learning to just be, right? To just be. And this is not something that happens from one day to the other. If you think for a second that this is something that you're going to just smooth into, no. It doesn't happen from one day to the other. It doesn't happen from 1 hour to the other. This is something that you have to practice every gosh darn day. Every day. Every day. If you are consistent and if you are serious about growing, if you are, then you would do it, right? If it's something that's important to you, right? Because when you heal, you stop needing to prove yourself. As I mentioned, you start actually just being. So that's my question to you guys. How do you want to leave this world? What's your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be? Do you care? Some people don't care. Do you want to care? Right? So that's the conversation. That's where we're at. And it's important for you to understand that when you start to grow yourself and you start to lean into that better version of you or that better person that you used to be, you don't want to be that person anymore, right? You want to be kinder to yourself, be kinder to the people around you, right? That takes time. And then removing the people that no longer are adding value to your life, that takes that takes a lot of work, right? So there's so much, and especially with the holidays coming, you got family. Sometimes family bring out the best in you. Family bring out the best in you guys, in us, because emotional growth doesn't make you perfect. It just makes you real. It just makes you human. And real humanity is always worth the price. It's always worth the price. So the question is, are you willing to pay that price? That price is consistency. That price is relationships. That price is sometimes you're going to have to put your ego in check. Your ego. Your ego has been running things for too long. And it's time for you to tell him, tell her that you're not going to let your trauma, your past, and your negative experience to run your life anymore. You're going to have to talk to it and be strong. And it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Always worth it. Right? So as we head into the holiday season, I love me this time of the year. Good morning, my love. Hi. Good morning. Welcome to A Glimpse of Growth. This was the conversation about emotional growth. And so just to do a quick recap, we talked about boundaries. We talked about boundaries and your courage to keep them, to implement them, to do them, right? Because boundaries are not punishment. They're not people, they're not the things, not people that you're removing from your life. Maybe they're just not going in the same direction that you're going in, Claudette, and that's okay. Right? That's okay. You can love them from afar. You can appreciate them from afar, and it's okay. Nicole Ulysses, good morning. And then number 5, because we've been talking, this is our 3rd week on covering emotional growth and how important it is for us to pay the price if you want to grow. If you want to grow as an adult, growth, the second thing we talked about is that growth is not a straight line. It is lived. And we all know living in this life can be up, down, left, right, in, out, all of it. Right? Some days you are grounded and some days you slip back into, old habits. And that's okay. Now that you're aware, you're just going to pick yourself back up tomorrow and you're going to start that process all over again. The point is to not stay down, right? The point is to not stay down. Then we also talked about growth. Growth restores your compassion, right? When you've gone through the fire, you don't have, when you go through the fire, when you go through life's negative experiences, you don't have to come out harder. You can come out softer. You can come out with growth, right? Not judging yourself too harshly, not being curt and snippet with people. You start understanding people a little bit better. You start giving them grace and it's okay. I'll let them pass. Not driving in the car and getting all bent out of shape because traffic is not going your way. You start enjoying yourself in that car, having a party. You start you stop letting your outside world affect your inside world. That's probably one of the sweetest benefits of growing up. Growing up is that you stop letting people, outside external factors, affect how peaceful you roll. That's the part that I love. That's the part that I lean into so hard, right? So as we begin to wrap it up here, next week we're going to have this conversation one more time, and that will be it. That will be it, you guys. I promise you that will be it. There's so many moments in life that has taught me emotional growth. People has taught me emotional growth. And not only during the holidays, but in life, everyday life. And it requires more than just you being generous. It requires you to have boundaries. It requires you to ask yourself tough questions. Man, was it really his fault? Was it really all his fault? Should I think about, let me think about this a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it is true. Maybe I should have showed up to that meeting a little bit more prepared. Maybe he could have been a little bit more understanding too, but I did not show up to the meeting prepared. Maybe you do have some part to play in how that conversation, how that relationship, how that falling out happened. Maybe the moment you begin to, when you begin to see the other person's point of view, that is empathy. That is self-awareness. And I'm simply asking you to be consistent with it. Because if you're not consistent with it, you can't be consistent with it, meaning showing up for it every day as best you can. With truth, with honesty, right? About what you can and cannot give. Because remember, you can't give. Sometimes you don't have it, right? And being honest and saying, you know what? Not today. Not today. Being honest with yourself, right? Yeah, not today. I'll give it a try tomorrow. And then being okay with that, right? And not beating yourself up. Sometimes I still do that. Beating yourself up in here, right? That you didn't do, that you didn't go, that you didn't give, right? So keep that in mind for the next time. As we close out, I want you guys to remember that your presence and your time and being completely involved and embodying the moment, it is a gift. It really is. So I want you to protect it, nurture it, bring it to the spaces that truly matter. Bring yourself to the spaces and the persons that truly matter, and bring out that best version of you. Gabrielle Bernstein said that when you let go, you set boundaries, you stay consistent, and allow yourself to be vulnerable, you make room for peace, the kind that no gift can buy. That's the real holiday miracle. The peace is your peace is your power. Your peace is your power. Let's say that again. Your peace is your power. Don't let anybody take it away, because your peace is your power. And that's how we're going to end this conversation. Your peace is your power. I invite you guys to come visit my website. I have a new website, you guys. I updated it. So come check it out. DaleReports.com. And sign up for my newsletter. I send out newsletter now on a weekly basis, and I welcome you guys. Sign up for my newsletter. Get all the things about emotional intelligence, about the workplace, about being a leader. Being a leader not only at work, but being a leader at home, right? Because the home and the workplace, they collide. I don't care what nobody says. You leaving, anybody that tells you to check your emotional stuff at the door, that you need to check out of that place. Because then they're telling you to not bring your entire self. They're telling you to not bring your honest self to work. Or they're telling you not bring your honest self to this group, right? And if they're telling you that, Chase Champion 7, hi Chase! Hi Chase! If they're telling you that, the question is, do you want to be there? If that place is asking you to not be your authentic self, Do you want to be there? I would say no. I would say no. Let's go off on a tangent here and say the answer to that is no. Okay? So visit my website, dalereports.com, sign up for my newsletter, and let's continue this conversation. I'll see you guys back here Wednesday, same time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We are new on TikTok, but we're not new on all the other social media. So visit me, you guys, Dr. Dale Reports. I welcome you guys. I am on YouTube. I'm in all the places, Dr. Dale Reports. So that way you guys can follow me, subscribe, and you can share. Yeah, Devon, William, welcome you guys. Thank you guys for popping in. This conversation is pretty much, we're done, you guys. I've been here for about 45 minutes. So if you guys are just coming, it's because you're late, okay? You're just coming in here. It's late. So you're late, but not late, okay? It's because I'm still here. So I'm going to say exit over here on all of the other areas, and then I'm going to stick with TikTok a little bit longer. You guys, I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time, 8:15, for another glimpse of growth with Dr. Dale.
Thank you for being here and supporting this channel. If you enjoyed this episode and this content, it would mean a lot to me if you would take a few seconds to ensure you are subscribed to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Click the notification bell to receive notification. Share it with someone you think may need it. And let's continue to become more intelligent with our emotions. Thank you. See you later.